Hello there and welcome to Two Lads Garage. So you're thinking of swapping out your old externally regulated 1G alternator on your Ford and replace that with a more modern 3G 130 amp internally regulated alternator. Well, I'm going to show you how I was able to successfully do it, having never done it before on an old Ford. Specifically, I'm going to be doing my 1980 F100, but the same basic process should work on pretty much any Ford that's got a 1G alternator. So stay tuned, I'm going to show you how I was able to pull it off. So while I was adding the electric fans and all these other goodies onto this truck, I came to realize that the stock 1G alternator just wasn't going to cut it. So I decided to go ahead and upgrade to a 3G. Alright, so to start off with, this is going to seem like I'm going a little out of order, but there's a reason to my madness. I'm still waiting on the alternator to come in and a few other things, but what has already come in is my mega fuse holder. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out where I want to mount this thing. I'd like to have it on the inner fender, so I want to get this wire out of here and just kind of look around here to see what's a good place. There are some holes pre-drilled for God knows what in this inner fender. I'm just going to see if there's any way I can utilize any of the existing ones, so I'll have to drill a hole for the mega fuse. Now this mount is just meant to hold in the mega fuse or bolt-in fuse, and I really didn't know what size I was supposed to use, so I used 140 amp because this is a 130 amp alternator, and they had them on clearance for 12 cents a piece. Alright, so right here, for that 3G alternator, I'm going to have to put a really big fuse in there, and I got 140 amp mega fuse to go in. And you see there's some holes in the inner fender at various places. There's two right there that just so happen to already be the right spread. So I got where I'd flip the cover back to the battery if I needed to change it, and I got good access. So I'm going to go put some nuts in the inner fender, and that's where I'm going to mount that fuse. Alright, so the 3G alternator, the way it comes is set up for a serpentine build. We need to change it to a V-groove build. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this old bit here that's broken. I'm going to stick it down in a hole somewhere where it'll catch the fan good. These are internally fanned, but anyway, go in there and then take an impact wrench. This one's a 15/16. And remove the pulley. And now I'm going to go get me a V-groove pulley to put on here. And now just take your V-groove pulley and put that one on the alternator. Alright, so it looks like everything's on the correct side on this one. If it's not, there is a way you can recock it. I don't need to, so I'm not. So now, get the old alternator off. Alright, let's get this 1G off of here. Got a 5/8 socket wrench. Should be one underneath. Oh, that's the one up underneath it is coming in from the back. Crapo. Not only that, it's a 9/16 down there. Alright. Alright, now let's pop this out of here. Well, here there is the alternator. Now I'm going to try to come to understand what's what. I know that's the field, that's the battery, and this is the stator. Okay, ignore that. So on here, we have the stator is the center one, so we know that much. And the center one on the harness is white. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a blue zip tie on that wire and just pretend like it's a white zip tie. I know after I take it off, that's where that one goes. As far as the A and the I, I'm going to have to figure that one out. The battery right here, I'm actually going to pull this off and use a heavier gauge wire. I just need to figure out what's going on over here. See if maybe something's labeled on the voltage regulator. If not, I guess I'll be pulling out some stuff, looking at wiring diagrams or something. But I'll get to you. I'm going to do research so you ain't got to. So my hunch was correct. I've taken the voltage regulator off, but I still have it plugged in. But right here we got I, A, S, and F. Anyway, gotta take my zip ties again. And the I wire is the green wire. And the I looks like white with a red stripe. So anyway, put a green zip tie on that. In the field, best I know, I really believe that one's just deleted. Because this is internally regulated alternator. So this is going to be going away, and I believe the field wire goes away too. So what I need to do is chop them off and then start to make the new harness and all. And I got stuff for that. You know, just wearing the devil in my cutters. Now I'm also going to leave enough wire here on my harness because everything's working. I'm going to keep the alternator and the regulator, all that, for spare parts for some other vehicles. I might get something with a generator in the future, and even though the GM1 wire and the Ford 3G really are better options, I got all the stuff to convert to a 1G. Why not? Save money. As long as I'm not going crazy with electronics, 1G will do just fine. Alright. And this doodad right here, and it just screws on, and good spare part here. Doesn't look like it was that old. Not brand new by any stretch, but I don't remember changing it. Okay, so just to review, going by the markings on the voltage regulator and the ones on the alternator, the green wire coming from the alternator when you're using a factory pigtail, such as this one for a 93 Taurus, I've got spliced into this red wire here because this is what I had left over from my 8th grade science project. Yes, I'm in my mid-40s and I still have stuff from that. Then over here, from the factory harness where it went into the voltage regulator, I just used where the I was there, which goes to the ignition. That's the one that tells it to come on. And we got that one spliced. Okay, the yellow one goes to, I believe, the battery. Let me double check that. Let me tell you, this thing I found on the phone that's got the wiring diagram is aggravating as punch. So trust me, I feel like I'm doing y'all a favor by you not having to mess with this. As you just see, it's just got all over the place. I don't even know where it went now. Ugh. It's getting aggravated. Access denied. So the yellow one goes to the solenoid. And being that it's a beefier one, I'm going to use purple wire left over from the fans. That's a nice heavy wire. Do a little strip in here. Wow, 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 wow. No, not that kind of stripping. Oh, jeez. That stinks. Just put a bunch of heat shrink on the ground. See if I can find a blue connector. Alright, so the stator wire, the white wire, I crimped the spade terminal on it. I've also got the electric choke in here. And right here, somewhere, is flat terminal. You just snap it on there, and that's how you attach your stator. Alright, so that's how it looks when it's in. Alright, and so this is a little closer look at what it looks like when it's plugged in. Hope that helps a little bit. Alright, so I got to thinking about the situation here. And if you remember when I took everything off, I had to crawl under to do the bracket. And that just seemed kind of, woohoo, not right. So, what I am wondering is if I were to take the bracket and flip it around, would that solve the problem? Whew. That is not the best looking bolt. Flip it over, the curvature's wrong. So it has to be this way. So now, belts. I am reducing the size of the power steering belt because I felt like it had too much slop in it and I was out of adjustment. Now whoever came up with the idea that you have to crawl under the truck to tighten this needs unpleasant things to happen to them because they're causing me to do unpleasant things to myself. But nonetheless, everything will work out fine. Sure wish I was a single pulley, but oh well. Alright, so down here we put our stator wire in first because that's the hard one to get to. So we crimp yellow connector on that 12 gauge wire. I really would like to have a blue one, but I don't have any, so I'm just making do. Yellow will work, but yeah, where I do with that flame. Whew. Alright, and now just go heat shrink. Now, for the 39th time, we'll take this nut off the solenoid. And we're going to put this wire on right here. Alright, so the battery wire. What I've got here for the battery is I took one of the number 6 cables from Walmart and cut it in two to what I felt was the appropriate length. Now crimped the lug on this end, put some blue heat shrink on it, and we're going to follow it over here where it's going to go into the mega fuse. Got the 140 amp mega fuse in there. And from there, the way I did it, I've got red tape on it so I don't get confused with something else. And I put it right here on the positive battery cable. Now you could possibly put it right there on the starter solenoid. I've done that on my generator to GM one-wire conversions. Or another option would be you could put it right here on the battery post. It's really up to you, but since I've got a lot of accessories now, I chose a marine battery because I can just kind of do what I want with a marine battery. Alright, so a couple slides to help you all out real quick. This one just basically explains what the wires do on the pigtail for a 93 Taurus, which plugs into this alternator. And when you get this alternator, it doesn't have to be a motorcraft, but look real careful at where the tabs mount up to bolt it into the bracket. There's a couple different ways they do this, and they won't all work. Just make sure the style of the mounting tabs matches what you have on your vehicle. This one I'm showing is just the one that I used on my truck. And lastly, the pigtail. Make sure that you get the one that matches your alternator. Mine had the 3-pin style. And I say don't get that other one that's the 2-pin style for red and the white wire, because I bought that one by mistake and it didn't work. Well, I sure hope this video helped y'all out. And if you would, please go ahead and hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. I put up all kind of stuff trying to help people out, working on their vehicles, make life easier, and I try to give it to y'all from a novice perspective. Subscribing to the channel and liking the video helps me out a lot. It helps me be able to afford to do some of these things to show y'all. I do appreciate each and every one of you, so until next time, have a great day, take care of yourself, take care of each other, take care of those projects, God bless you, and I'll see you again soon.